UN panel has ruled that the whistleblower Julian Assange has been arbitrarily detained by the UK and Sweden since 2010. The Wikileaks founder requested asylum from Ecuador 4 years ago and has been living in the country's embassy in London ever since. British authorities say he'll be arrested if he leaves the compound and is extradited to Sweden over a rape allegation, which he denies. Well, a panel of UN rights experts say Assange should be allowed to leave the embassy and be paid compensation. Let's get more on this with TRT World's Hannah Hoexter, who's outside the Ecuadorian embassy in London for us. And Hannah, start off by explaining to me what exactly the UN legal panel has decided today. What do they mean by this, that he has been arbitrarily detained?
Well, yes, this follows a complaint that Julian Assange put to the UN panel, this UN panel which is called the UN Working Group on Arbitrary Detention. He put this complaint to them in September 2014. And he said, and he voiced his arguments, and they essentially have found in his favour. We do know that the conclusion was decided back in December, but it's now been leaked, and there'll be a formal announcement today. So the panel has found in his favour. They've said that he has been deprived of his liberty in an arbitrary manner for an unacceptable length of time. And they said the fact that he has been denied access to political asylum and also the fact that he hasn't been charged influenced their deciding in his favour. Either way, the British government has said, well, actually, we don't think that he's been arbitrarily detained. As far as we are concerned, he is voluntarily avoiding arrest by claiming diplomatic immunity at the Ecuadorian embassy, where he has been for about 4 years.
So what happens next? Because my understanding is this UN ruling is not legally binding. Is that right?
Yes, that's true. It's not legally binding at all. I mean, the fact is it's essentially a political coup for Julian Assange and all of Julian Assange's fans, because an international, a world-recognized body, especially some from the United Nations, has found in his favor. So for countries, for example, like the United Kingdom and Sweden, it is very embarrassing, but it's not binding. And so Julian Assange can leave here. And he has said on Twitter, if the court ruling does not find in his favor, then he will happily leave and surrender his passport and be arrested. But we do know that it has found in his favor. This ruling is not binding, but it's certainly a bit of embarrassment for the Swedish and the British legal system and authorities.
OK, many thanks for that. Hannah Hoexter joining us live from London. If there are any developments on that story, we will, of course, bring them to you.